debate for cultural appropriation. And each one of you will have a minute of speech, and you have total 2 rounds. Start with Colby.
Yeah, so here at RISD, we're being taught that cultural appropriation is wrong, and that coming from a white heterosexual male, we should move past the idea of a Eurocentric art world and move into a more globalized art world that is free from appropriation, and each culture has their own respective culture that they can pull from and use in their own creative practices. Yeah, you shouldn't steal another person's culture and reuse it for your own. It's not your own. You're just diluting that person's culture and oftentimes offending and criticizing a culture that you don't know anything about and bringing it into your art in a negative aspect, and it reflects badly on that culture when you appropriate.
You have 5 seconds.
Okay, I'm done. Passing the mic.
It's interesting that how I came to America and then I realized there a thing is cultural appropriation, because I feel in Asian countries, if it's in China, we don't think cultural appropriation is a bad thing. I interviewed my mom yesterday about like what's her opinion in the prom dress girl who wears like Chinese traditional clothes for her prom, and like which got really criticized in American society about being cultural appropriation. In Chinese opinion, their thinking is just like you like your tradition, and then you do like, and you like it so much that you can make it your prom dress. So I think it is interesting that how Western define it as a bad, but they think they're standing in the shoes of Asian people and think it's bad. Passing the mic.
Oh, we keep going. All right, got that out. Yeah, I mean, I think that a respect for another person's culture is great, and that having an interest in another person's culture is beneficial because it pushes your worldview and it really makes you understand the other billions of people in the world. But I do think that using a dress with, or wearing a dress with previous cultural like connections and history, it becomes really dicey when you bring it into a place like America, where it's like a melting pot of all different cultures, because I think it just breeds for arguments and a lot of criticism against people who the girl probably didn't realize that she was appropriating her dress, but you know, a lot of people in America would take it like it's an offensive act, even if it's not.
Time's up.
Yeah, I feel people are too afraid that some work will have this discrimination towards one culture through cultural appropriation. So like they don't allow any cultural appropriating things happen. But like I'm just surprised by how like white people you like paint by ink as the medium will be considered as cultural appropriating, but how like Asian people paint with oil paint is like so common in the world. And is it like a priority in I feel it's more like a white people standing at their viewpoint and looking at the other cultures like minorities and like they're less, so we need to protect them. It's more like at that, and then just not allowing it happen in the world. I feel this opinion is started at a good point, but it kind of went to a way that's still like a white opinion towards different art.
Okay, that concludes our debate on the cultural appropriation. Thank you, everyone.